Hi, Madhusudan. Good evening.
అదే ఈ రోడ్ నుంచి వెళ్ళి అప్పుడు ఆవిడది
Yeah, we'll wait for 2 to 3 minutes and then we'll start. Okay. Yeah, able to hear me properly?
Yes, today is much better
Yeah.
compared to
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah. Fine. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Good evening, Jishwan. Good evening, Dev. It seems like few of the people are still pinging in another group. So we'll quickly start our session in next 2 minutes. Yeah, they're joining. Good.
Yeah.
Hi, Adarsh. Hi, Babu.
Hi.
Yeah, fine. Let me know once my screen is up. 1 second. Sorry, I was speaking on mute. Is my screen up, guys?
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Yeah. So yesterday we discussed about what is performance testing. So this is nothing but testing the application behavior with peak load, and here we are gonna do like check its speed, application speed, stability, and also scalability. And the reason why we should perform is like in order to see defect free. And we also discussed like how it is going to improve the user experience and reliability. And we also know how we are going to do that. Anyhow, we are having multiple tools in market so that we are going to get the licensed or the open source as per the project requirement, and we'll be doing it accordingly. And we are going to start the performance testing activities once the development phase is completed and once the application looks stable. Okay. And as a part of performance testing life cycle, here we will be having the first and foremost step is gathering NFR. If someone is asking us to quick start the things with any application NFR, I mean performance activities in this, the first and foremost thing is gathering NFR. Once the requirements is gathered, we are going to simply design a document where we will be including each and every part that we discussed in NFR. And we are going to place that as a legal document between the organization and the client. Legal agreement in the sense, so we are like sticking to the point as per the requirement and we are going to execute that. Okay. So even if the client is coming and asking us to go with any modifications, again we will be going with the next version of test plan. Simply like if he is asking us to go with 500 user count, but as per the NFR requirement, they said like only they are looking for 100 user count. So if they are simply calling us and asking like suppose Jashwant, could you please help us with the 500 user count? In the sense, then we are not supposed to do whatever the count they are saying in the call. If they are asking us to do any small, I mean even the small change also matters a lot here. So what we will be doing, we will be again creating another test plan with version 2, and there we are going to add the modification details, saying like in this test plan we modified the data of user count from 100 to 500. We will be adding that as well. Okay, once the agreement is signed, once we received approval for the test plan, then we will be moving to scripting and then execution and then analysis. Okay, so yesterday we were discussing about NFR, right? So we'll discuss more into NFR and then I'll show you how we can able to record a small script in Neoload, how the tool looks and how feeble it is and everything. Okay, so as discussed yesterday, the font is clear, right? Let me know if you want me to increase the font size as well.
It's better.
Okay, fine. So as discussed yesterday, the first thing what we should be checking is like we will be checking whether the application is new or existing. Okay, if it is new, then we'll fetch related details from either from BA or perf tester needs to give estimations. We'll discuss later, okay? Whether it is new or existing. Okay, if it is already existing, then we'll ask existing. We'll get production logs from the team, prod logs. Okay, and also we need to check application architecture. So we'll discuss more into the architecture part later. Okay, so in architecture we'll be having like 1 tier, 2 tier, 3 tier. We'll discuss that later. But anyhow, as a part of NFR, so we also need to know exactly like what architecture it is holding for that. Suppose if we are talking about IRCTC, so we also need to ask what is the application architecture. Is that 1 tier or 2 tier or 3 tier, whatever it might be. In each and every application, we will be having web server, app, and DB server. 3 servers will be having. Okay. We also need to question them how many web servers they are using, how many app servers they are using, and also how many DB servers they are using. Okay. And technical design. Technical design instance, we need to question them whether they are using .NET or Python or Java, based out of which technology that designed our application. Okay. So whenever an interviewer is asking you, could you please help me with a few of the details in NFR? As said, this is the first thing, right? And the next thing is in scope and out scope. So we will be looking for these words. Okay, in scope and out scope. In the same way, entry and exit criteria. Entry criteria, exit criteria. Okay, so if you consider this, even application architecture also matters a lot. That's fine. In scope, yeah. By listening the word something called in scope, what is coming to your mind? Can anyone help me on this? What is in scope and what is out scope? Anyone? Anyone wants to try?
Y- Yeah, in scope is a part of that current release requirement they want to plan and build. So we call those are in scope.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fine.
And out of scope also could be considered. The in scope can also go to out of scope, depends on the time when they think it's not feasible. For example,
Oh,
they think performance testing is not applicable for this release, then they'll come under the out of scope category.
okay. But here we are talking only about, not about the entire application out scope. So you can't say like performance testing is out of scope for now, because we are involving this
Doing
in
the performance.
inside the performance, right? So that's the reason. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Mhm.
Good
Okay,
catch.
you're
Okay.
asking in scope
Ha ha
for
ha. Yes.
performance testing.
Performance
Yeah, I'm
and
not
out scope for the
sure.
performance. Yeah. So
I'm
that's
not
the reason.
sure.
So the term is common, but the things what we are including inside it matters related to performance. Okay. So in scope, in the sense, like if you want to understand it in a simple way, so you can simply say like what all included for current release. Suppose let's take in IRCTC, if you open IRCTC, okay, if you open IRCTC, see there are, okay, not this one, CTC next gen. Okay. So if you open this, see, there is something related to trains, there is something related to meals, and it is also talking about something related to loyalty points, where SBI got integrated and HDFC, BOB, RBL. Okay. And also there is something with e-wallet, alerts, more, contact us. Okay. So once you logged into this application, okay, you can also able to see something related to buses, flights, correct? One second. Let me simply add it for your reference. Mm. Unfortunately, I don't remember IRCTC password. Okay, let it be. Not a problem. I'll just show this. Okay. So once you logged into IRCTC application, you can also able to see flight booking and also sorry, able to hear me?
Is it network issue from your end, India?
I don't see any issue.
Because suddenly my screen got frozen. Just I'm hearing you. Just checking, is it my end or your end? I'm not sure.
Okay, fine. So in
Hear me.
IRCTC, once you logged into the application, you can also able to see something related to bus ticketing, I mean bus ticket booking and also flight ticket, correct? Correct?
Yes.
Okay. Suppose let's take Jashwant. So Jashwant is acting as IRCTC client, and we are going to be a performance testers, and Tayo might be the BA, and yeah, Babu comes under some doubting. Okay. So first we will be asking Jashwant related to the to this. So what all needs to be included for the current release? He's going to say like we are having like limited timeline. So as per that, I will be mainly as this is railway ticket booking. So I will be mainly concentrating on booking related to trains. For now, I am not including any flight tickets or bus tickets for the current release. So I'm also having a plan. And also Baba from the dev team said like, so here also we don't have enough time to develop the code for flight ticket booking and also bus ticket booking. So we'll just keep that aside and we will be working only on this particular train ticket booking. Okay, as per our discussion so far, so could you please help me what all comes under in scope and what all needs to be considered as out scope?
Train in scope, rest out of scope.
Sorry, okay, correct. Sorry, come again.
Train functionality will be in scope and the remaining will be out of scope.
Exactly. So if you,
So
so
among the
all
question,
scenarios,
so
one second,
yeah,
scenarios in all scenarios involving train ticket booking. So flight and bus ticket booking and loyalty points, etc. as out of scope for my current release as per the discussion. Yes, Madhu, you're speaking something. Go ahead.
yeah, the in scope for that performance testing and in scope for the functional, would it be the same or it be differs for both? In scope will be differ for PR, PT and for the functional one generally.
It completely depends, Madhu. So, like, as per the timelines, we can also suggest if we are having the like limited timelines, even the development and functionality team is like if they are ready with their code and the functionality. But if we think like for the current release, if we don't have that much time, one second. Wait. Uh, if we don't have like enough time to complete each and every scenario related to that, we can also like communicate with the client and convince them. Unless
Mm.
if you feel that needs to be included in the current release. If you really think that that should be involved or that should be excluded, then it's your call. Being a performance tester,
Okay.
okay, it all depends.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Got it. Yeah. Thank you.
See, suppose let's take if they are ready with one second, let me do this. If they are ready with flight ticket booking and also bus ticket booking, like if these two functionalities are already cleared with dev phase and functional phase, and like if we are having like very limited time, then we can able to convince them, right? As it is as per the limited timeline. So for now, we'll be mainly focusing on this. So anyhow, we will be ready with these two functionality scripting will be ready in another like 2 to 3 weeks. So we can like include these scenarios in our next release. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And now, what will be the entry criteria and exit criteria? Suppose let's take if a candidate is studying 10th standard. Okay. What is his entry and exit criteria for a 10th student?
Entry criteria you need to complete is 9 standard.
Exactly. Okay.
Exit
Exit.
criteria he should complete the 10th
Okay.
without
So can I
without any
say
errors. Yeah.
arrears? Exactly. So he should complete his previous studies, I mean previous session, and whenever he is moving to the next session, either it might be plus one or whatever it might be, he should move with a pass status. Correct? So as for our discussion, can I say like PT performance testing report should match SLA, which is service level agreement. Can I consider this as my exit criteria? whatever the reports you are fetching from the performance testing, if that is matching as per the client requirement, then we are good to sign off, right? So I'm simply like considering my exit criteria is nothing but the report should match SLA. And when we talk about the entry criteria, so I'll say like DAO and functional phase should complete. DAO functional phase should complete and application should be stable. Okay, it should complete its previous phases, which is development phase and functional phase. It should pass and clear the development phase and functional phase, and also the application should be stable. If application is not stable, then there is of no use of doing performance testing, right? Anyhow, it is not stable, then what's the purpose of doing performance? Correct? So that's the reason why we should include application should maintain its stability before we start our perf test activities. Okay, these all points needs to be taken care while adding the things under NFR 5.8. Okay, and also you can simply use what all tools needs to be included. Okay, suppose either it might be, as we are discussing about Neoload. So if they are saying like, if Jashwant is saying, yeah, we are having Neoload license, so you can make use of Neoload. Then we can simply add it. Okay, and also we will be checking deployed APM. If they like included any monitoring tools, then they will be saying like, okay, we included something called AppD or something like that. Or he might Jashwant also say like Amulya, like as we are in, like trying to release IRCTC for the very first time, we are not sure how it reaches the end customer, end user. So that's the reason I'm not planning to like add that much of budget to this project. So just go with the inbuilt monitoring tool. I don't want to add any additional monitoring tools for this project, because for the very first time when they are trying to release or push something to the production, they will go with a very limited load. And then if they feel like that is going to be success, and if they are expecting more user count as per the future expectation, then they will be adding one by one as a business strategy. Okay, so if even if they are not adding any monitoring tool, yes, we also have something called perfmon. Okay, perfmon, performance monitor. So you can able to capture like the server utilizations, how much CPU consumption it is. One second. It is capturing, and how about the memory consumption during the execution. We can also able to see that here. Okay, or if they are saying like AppD is out of scope, as they are not willing to add it, then we can simply add in out of scope. We'll be simply adding one more point saying like monitoring is out of scope for the so and so March release. Okay, and also we need to ask like what is the specific time to run? Specific time to run. Is that like if it is Indian application, they will be giving one time period, or if it is like UK or US, then they will be suggesting different time. Okay, and also we need to check whether do they have any batch process or maintenance period. Okay.
So, Amal, a question
Mm-hmm.
regarding that performance monitor. It will be part of the Neoload, or that will be a different tool?
The tool is perf tool. Okay, deployed APM means application performance monitoring tool. So this is different tool. So something like AppDynamics, Dynatrace, these are all licensed versions. Okay, CA Wiley,
Mm.
Introscope, New Relic. So we'll be having different tools here. But when you talk about the perf tools, it is different. LoadRunner, Gatling, K6.
The question even I had, is this Dynatrace and all comes by default with the Neoload, or it's a separate tool which we have to buy?
Separate tool. It's a separate tool.
It's a paid version, huh?
Sorry? Yes,
It's a
those are
paid.
all paid versions. Yes, those are all paid versions. So that's the reason I said, like, if they are not having enough budget and if they are not willing to give that much of budget, they'll simply say, like, we are not planning to include this. So, but if they want to capture that, we will be having something called performance monitor, which is sort of free source. If you are
Freeware.
running, yeah, freeware. So if you are running that Neoload in this machine, you can able to capture that resource utilization under this.
So does
I'll
the
also show this
Neoload
how.
support all the paid version, whatever you showed, right?
Yes, yes,
It will
yes, 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 yes,
Dynamics,
yes,
Dynatrace,
yes, yes.
intros.
Yeah. So it is having some sort of free, like compatibility, integration compatibility is good with Neoload. Okay. And also we need to check UAT timelines. So UAT timelines in the sense like this is the time period where perf needs to testers needs to execute the execution. So if they are saying like the UAT timelines will start from 23rd and it is going to be like see 23rd to 27th, right? What is that? March 23 to sorry March 23 to March 27. If they are giving 1 week of time period in the sense before March 23rd we should be ready with our scripting activities. So we like exactly during this period they will be pushing the code and they will maintain the stability of the TIRCTC application in UAT environment. Okay, so when we talk about environment, I'll write it over here. Environment. So as said yesterday, so if it is development, it will be like this: irctc.dev.com. Okay, and if it is with the manual testers, irctc.sit.com. irctc.sit1 first version.com, something like that. And if it is for perf, it will be like this: www.irctc.perf.com. It means you'll be having the stable environment, stable code in this particular environment. That's why we will be called it as higher. So yesterday we discussed the lower and higher environment, right? Where is that? See, lower and higher environment. Okay. So in the same way, in few of the organizations it will be like this, and in few you can also see something called irctc.staging.com or irctc.perf is done, right? UAT user acceptance testing.com. This is how it looks. So it means by 23rd dot sorry by 23rd of March we can expect the code is up and running in perf environments as per the timelines. It means you can make use of this week for your execution and analysis. Okay. And also like suppose if you are not having enough time as we discussed yesterday, so we will be simply creating the scripts in the updated environment. If you consider sit1 is bit stable compared to sit, okay, sit, then you can try to record your scripts under here and you can also make use of that in the updated environment. Okay, these all needs to be considered. And also what's the number now? 13. Okay. And also we should question Jashwant, what is the load they are expecting? So are they planning to go with 200 or are they planning to go with 300? That is completely different. Okay, if he is having that number in mind, this is what we are going to do. If as a client, and if he is completely not aware of these things, then we can also like go with some sort of assumptions. That is totally different. So we'll discuss that part later. Okay, and the last thing is workload modeling. Okay, workload modeling is like it is going to define the scenario design. So that is different concept. So we will discuss that part once we are done with our scripting. So this is the place where we will be adding during execution while designing the scenario, like how much spacing we will be needed and how much throughput we are planning to include that. So those are the metrics. When we talk about the performance testing in report, here we will be mainly focusing on two things. One is client side metric and the next is server side. Okay, if it is client side, we are having few things called response time, throughput, hits per second, errors, etc. Okay, so we'll discuss each and everything in detail later. So let's simply take CPU and memory. So server side is going to give you like how much CPU it consumed during execution and how much memory it utilized during the execution. And if you talk about the response time, if you are using IRCTC application, how much time your login functionality is taking? Is that 2 seconds or 3 seconds? How much time it is taking while searching for train? Whenever you are trying to book your ticket, anyhow, you are adding like to and fro, right? Okay. When you click on search train, how much time it is taking in order to load the next page? Okay. Whenever you are doing payment, how much time it is taking? Okay, so when we talk about the response time, here we will be using transaction points in our recording. So the purpose is to measure response time. Okay, so throughput means suppose like in 1 hour, how many tickets got executed? It means like how many tickets we are seeing in booking status. Okay, how many errors we are experiencing during that particular period. Hits per second in the sense how many hits we are giving to the server. Okay, this is completely related to the reporting. So we will be discussing that part later. So these all the things we will be including in our NFR, which is non-functional requirement. So even whatever might be the application, we will be having the standard template as per the company or our organization level, where we will be having each and every detail, whether it is new or existing, and what is the application architecture, what is the technical design, and what all in scope, out scope, entry exit criteria, what is the perf tool we are using, whether are they looking for any APM tools, and what is the specific time to run, and do they have any batch process, and UAT timelines. And also one more thing, see, 15th is test data. So if they are having like if you are able to get that from manual team, that's totally fine. If they are unable to provide it, then definitely like again that work will be falling into our bucket. So we will be simply creating few more scripts for that, for test data creation. If you want to suppose, let's take like no, we are not having enough time. If they are asking us to create 100 user credentials, suppose let's take test 01, test 02, test 100. If it is following like this, and if they are saying the password for all the test users is 1234 is password. So it doesn't mean you should open this and you should click on register and test 01 1234 password, register. Test 02 1234 password, register. Test 03 1234 password, register. If it is a 10, then we can able to do that manual work. But if you are going beyond that, definitely instead of doing the manual work, you'll be having like you need to create a scenario in the sense you need to create a script from where you can fetch this. Okay, so this is how we will be simply adding the things in the very first discussion with the client. So what all parameters we discussed in NFR, we will be simply adding that into a separate Word document where we called it as test plan. And there we will be mentioning a few more points exactly how we are planning to achieve it. That's it. There we will be including whether we are going to do with load test or endurance, or we are having different types of tests: load, endurance, spike, stress. So we will be adding that point over there. It's nothing but how we are planning to achieve the performance testing. So we are going to discuss about that different types of performance testing in our upcoming sessions. Okay. Any questions on NFR so far? This is the basic understanding of NFR. So what all needs to be discussed with the client in the very first call as a part of NFR document. Clear, guys? Can I move to the next topic?
Yes, please.
Okay. So now I am going to show you how Neoload works. Okay. So before that, I'll show you. Here we are going to deal with one open application, which is JPet Store. Okay. This is a sort of e-commerce application where we will be like creating one order. Okay, so JPet Store is the application where we will be adding related to pets, and we can able to place order. So if I click on sign in, before directly doing the scripting, so I would suggest you people to see the application end to end. So here I have sign in. So I'm having the universal credentials J2EE. The password is also same, and I'll simply click on login. And here I'm having 5 categories. So I can able to add fish, dog, reptile, cat, birds as per the user requirement. Okay. Suppose let's take if I'm trying to pick dog. So under dogs I'm having bulldog, poodle, dalmatian, golden retriever, labrador and chihuahua. Let me fetch golden retriever. And here I'm having only female. It seems like there is no male. Okay, fine. So I'm going to add one female, adult female, and I'm simply adding this to cart. If you see here, it is showing like $155.29. Okay, add to cart. If you want to increase the quantity, you can simply add it and update cart. See, if you click on update, it is going to give you the total cost as well. And proceed to checkout. And here it is showing like Visa, MasterCard, and American Express. And here you should use any card number and expiry date, first name, last name, address, and country code and zip code. Okay, simply click on continue. Okay, so this is the billing. If you click on confirm, you are going to get the order ID. See 207545. Okay, so once you are done, just go to my account, my orders, and here like as it is universal, it is going to give you like even if you are creating, I can able to see that. So control F V. It will take few seconds in order to load this. Okay, see 207545. So if I'm checking with my order ID, it is showing here. Okay, even if you are trying to do scripting also, if your script is completely saying like pass, it doesn't mean whatever you are doing there is correct. You should move back to your application. If you are creating any order, then you should check whether the order is created in the backend or not. Okay, now I'll simply record the same thing. Okay, this is the Neoload. So I used many tools so far being a performance tester, but literally I felt like this is one of the like easiest tool. Okay, I don't see much complexity in the scripting.
So the JPET store,
So
is
it
it
is
a
showing.
2-tier application or 3-tier application?
It's actually we don't have access to that database. I don't know whether that is 2 or 3.
Okay, so one more question is, see, if we want to monitor the load or the performance, do we need to
Mm-hmm.
have access to the all 3 tiers, or how is it?
Yeah, it's not about the tires. See, like from the DB perspective, like we will be having a separate DB team, right? So like you can able to fetch that. And also if you are having something called AWR access, automated workload repository, if you are able to access that particular application, or if your project is using some Oracle, then that is totally different. If you have something called AWR access, and you can able to open it from Putty, and you can able to like grab each and every metric over there.
Our project is actually SAP implementation project. It's a 3-tier one, and backend layer
Okay.
is SAP HANA DB.
Haha, HANA DB. Okay, then like by any chance, do you have access to your DB?
I don't. That's what. Do I need to request to get the
Yes, for
access for
sure,
the
for
load testing,
sure.
or how? Okay,
Yes, yes, for sure.
sure. Thank you.
Like,
So
see, in our organizations, in most of the organizations, they won't give access to DB. Like, for more security reasons, like they'll just ask us to, like, if we are giving some sort of timestamp, they will be simply sharing that with us. So that's the main issue. But being a performance tester, for sure, you'll get access to the app server.
okay, front end.
Yes,
When you say app server, the front end.
yes.
Okay,
I-
sure.
and also what are all the calls that is implementing over there, you can able to fetch that like suppose Dynatrace or AppD or Introscope, New Relic, whatever might be the things, you can able to see each and every call over there in detail. You
Yes.
can also find the traces behind that as well. Okay. Yeah.
So
So
only question,
yeah,
like architect, you're saying that app server, web server. So what is the difference actually? Because we don't have access for that. Like what is the difference?
see, okay, so app server will be having 3 servers. One is web, app, and DB. Okay.
Correct.
App, the first comes web server. Web is going to execute the static. So if I am going to give like www like irctc.com, which is static, that is common, right? So the static request falls under web server. Okay, but if you are, one second, if you want to book your ticket, then definitely you need to work on the application, right? So that call comes under app server. It means even if you are checking from and to, or if you want to search trains, you are all, working with some sort of dynamic request, correct?
All the operations you meant to
All
say,
the operations, all the
logics,
operations.
functions,
Yes,
everything comes
yes,
under the app
logic
server. Okay.
functions under the app server. And also, like whenever you are trying to register, or whenever you are trying to log in, definitely that request will move to something called DB server, correct?
Yes.
So even if you consider this as the app server, whatever the calls we are giving here, so the request from app server will move to DB server and will just check whether Madhusudan123 username, Madhusudan username and 1234 password is correct or not from the DB. If it really thinks that credentials is correct, then that is going to give saying like login succeeded or whatever it might be, then it is going to show the home page of your IRCTC with your credentials. One second. Web, app, DB. Suppose if you consider this as web, this is app. So that's the reason I said like we'll take high time for this for better understanding. Okay. So this is for static. This is for dynamic. Okay. So whenever you are trying to navigate to that application, it will reach the app server. So in the app server, see, if it is nothing but you are playing around the application, correct? So here you are working on login functionality. Okay. So if you are trying to give Madhu as username and 1234 as password, so that call will move to DB. Okay. and it is going to give the response back to app server, correct? So there is to and fro actions from app and DB server. So it is going to take the input from the app server, and from the DB server you can expect the output, and it is also giving that as an input to the app server, correct? Fine.
Yeah, fine. So the one thing that when it's a static, the web, like, can a little bit elaborate, please?
Oh, it
Web
will take
server.
very high time. So I'll
Okay,
include
that's
the,
fine.
yeah, that's why I said like
So if
I'll
it's going to
include
be
that
covered as a
topic.
part of that
Yes,
topic,
yes,
is
yes,
it the
yes,
syllabus?
yes, yes,
Okay, okay,
yes, yes.
that's fine. No worries. Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. So this is the Neoload. So when you open, this is how it looks. So you can able to see this is 2024.2 version. And if you want to create any script, so you can simply script on new project, and you need to give the script name. So what is that? Demo script. What is today's date? March 15. March 15. Okay. I'll simply, this is the place where we will be adding the project name, and this is the directory. Directory means it is the place where my scripts are getting saved. Okay. I'll simply click on finish.
This will be in your local itself. It is not shared with others, right?
Like it completely depends. Like suppose if you are like around 2 to 3 people in your team, so you can also make it as some cloud as well, correct? And if
Yeah,
you are trying to split the scenarios within years, then definitely you can.
yeah,
And yeah, there
yeah.
is
We're
no
working in a
need
team
to.
actually. So is it planned for the upcoming session? Like, will you explain how it can be a shared repository?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. And you can click on something called start recording. Okay. By default, when you click on that, it is going to give something called start recording. Okay. So it is going to give you like what are all the like what is that browsers we are having. So I'll use Chrome, and I'll simply click on OK. And whenever it is getting recorded, it is going to close all the existing instances. See, if you are using this for the very first time, it will ask you to import one certificate. I'll add that point while doing installation. As this is already installed and as I'm using this from the long time, then it is not asking me to install the root certificate. Okay, I'll simply add jpet store. This is the URL. So I'm not creating any transactions. What's the purpose of creating transactions? I just discussed a few minutes back. What's the purpose of it? Okay. So the purpose of creating transaction point is to measure the response time. How much time it is taking. Okay, let me add it. Category. Okay, I'm going to pick something called fish. And here, this is product ID, right? I'll simply delete it. Product ID. Clicking enter. Here there is angel shark, tiger, coin, goldfish. I'm going with goldfish. And here we have male and female. Let me select item ID. No need to worry exactly what name to be provided. So you can just simply check the action. So here what I am doing, I am going to pick one item ID. So that's the reason I simply provided item ID. Item ID. So the next step is add to cart. Add to cart. And checkout. Checkout. And continue. Continue. Confirm order. Okay. So the 207550 is the number. Okay. I'm simply stopping my recording. You can also pause it. Suppose if you are trying to fetch your details from your any of your team members, or from the development team or manual team. Suppose if you consider this is a very huge application which is having like 20 to 30 steps. If you are like at around like 20th step, and yeah, still waiting for yeah team member to share that particular card ID, card number, credit card number, or whatever it might be. You don't need to directly like stop the recording. You can also make use of pass. Okay, so as I am done, I simply closed it. I did not use the login functionality because I did like I just went with the flow. Okay, I'll show that later. So it is gonna to give you like what are all the URLs it captured during a recording. See, I used only something called pet store. If you see here, this is my URL petstore.octopuff.com. This is my main URL. But if you see here, I am seeing something called Google APIs, double click, give freely, fastly, edge, grammarly, IRCTC. See, the reason why it is showing is like it is also like whenever I am trying to navigate this, something anyhow, as we already used it, it is capturing few other things as well. So that's the reason we should close all the instances before we start our recording. Okay, that's fine. This is for our better understanding. So it is also going to give something Microsoft.com, assets.petstore, office.net, server, and also something with Skype.com. So before directly like clicking on next and finish, you should disable or you should exclude what are all the unwanted URLs and just pick only the URL whatever you need. So this is the main URL and I'm pretty sure this is the only place my calls included. So that's the reason I'll select only my main URL and click on next. As I said yesterday, like here, unlike the other tools, it is going to give a sort of auto correlation and auto parameterization. So if it is having such, if it is identifying any dynamic values, okay, it is going to do that while recording. Okay, so I don't want to show that now. Okay, so we'll check each and every point in detail later. So I'm skipping that step. And this is think time. Okay, let it be clicking on finish. Okay, so whenever you are simply clicking on something called record, see under record options, you are having init action. Okay, so mostly we will use init for login functionality, action for the rest of the things. But you can also able to record each and everything under action only. Okay, see, I used a few things. One is category, product ID, item ID, add to cart, continue. See, if I expand my things here, see, I can able to see everything. So if you go to the request level, you can also able to see the screenshot as well. See, this is the place where you selected fish. So this is the place where you like clicked on URL. Okay, here what you picked. So if you see, this is folder level. Okay, here you like you called it as container level. This is called container level, and this is page, and this is request. Page level, request level. If you click on like under any container, you can find page and request. So this is the page. It is also going to show you exactly you are what action you are doing on the UI. So if you click on request, so this is the place where you pick fish. So it doesn't mean if I'm using the script, it doesn't mean like each and every user should pick only fish, correct? So suppose let's take if Adarsh is trying to order something, it doesn't mean he should pick only fish, correct? It completely depends on the user. And if Atar is trying to add something to cart, he is not willing to add fish. He is looking for some sort of birds or reptiles in the same way. So whatever might be the things, so please try to create your script as a realistic user behavior. So you should generate the script which will be applicable for all the users, where the correlation and parameterization acts as a main part. So here we will be doing some enhancement so that whenever you are giving 100 users to execute or place an order, so each and every time instead of picking only fish, they will be picking all the categories, whatever we are having here. Either it might be fish, dog, reptile, cat, and bird. Okay, we need to do that enhancement. And see, this is the product ID. See, if you are picking fish, then it starts with FI as per the application. See, if I click on fish, it is FI series. If it is dog, it is K9. If it is reptile, RP. If it is cat, FL. If it is bird, AV. So we will be doing customizations accordingly. Okay, and this is the item ID of that particular fish. See, so it is
So,
EST20.
Amal, a question. The script what you showed, you selected the fish. In case for the dog, other categories. So do we do a new script or we can able to enhance in the same script?
We should like see as said. So if you want to place order for fish, it doesn't mean you should create one script for fish, one for dog, one for reptile, one for cat, and one for bird. In bird itself, we are having like two categories. In cat itself, two categories. Sorry, two products. Under reptiles, two products, which is like 2, 2, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13, 14, 15, 16. We are having total 16 products in the entire application with
Website,
5
yes.
categories. 5 categories and like around, what is it, 16 list. So with the same script, you are gonna to reflect that 5 categories and 16 product IDs. We will be creating that enhancement, which comes under correlation. So if you are applying correlation, suppose in the future, if they are adding 10 more categories also, you no need to change your script. Even with the small modification, you can able to rerun the script, which will be applicable for the updated categories as well.
When you
Now
say
today it is
correlation, is it a part of recording or something the scripting you mean to say?
scripting. Scripting in the sense scripting enhancement. So whatever I clicked on recording here, that comes
Yeah.
under recording. See, simply clicked on record and I just navigated to my application and I just placed my order.
Correct.
And it created a beautiful script. So with this script, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to do something called correlation here. Okay, so that see if you are doing correlation, suppose let me do automatic correlation for now. Okay, so replace manually. Okay, let it be. See, if you are adding this in the sense, if you are running it for 5 times, you might expect 5 different values here. Okay,
Sorry, the terminology
you might
using
not get it. You might not correlation.
yeah, the terminology correlation, what do you mean? You're passing different parameters, that's what you're trying to say?
No, yesterday we discussed about it, right? So whenever you are trying to log in one application, you'll be getting different OTP, correct? Which is not unique for individuals. So if I am
Correct.
trying to log in, which is getting generated from the server, correct? So what we are going to do is like, we are going to, correlation means process of handling dynamic value from the server. Suppose let's take, if you are doing correlation for fish means, if you applied correlation and apply something called random manner, okay, if you are trying to replay for 5 times, you might expect one as fish and one as reptile and one as dog. As it is random, you can again expect fish and birds. This is how your output looks.
Could you please show me the navigation once again? Dynamic values, the correlation value.
Do you want me to perform the correlation now?
That feature you said, no, how you extracted this one? What is the navigation for this?
No, I did not do any extraction. I just simply clicked on automatic config.
Okay. You went to the request
But
level and we
yes,
have the
yes,
automatic
yes,
configuration.
yes,
Okay,
yes.
got it.
But here in doing correlation, if it is like load runner and Jmeter, we can able to go with automated and manual. Here we will be having 4 types of correlation. So once the recording is done, you can expect something called, earlier I showed, no, there is something with the
Yes,
dynamic
that we got
parameter.
it.
Yeah,
Um,
and also like this is another correlation, like clicking on automatic config.
Okay, it is
And
at the request level
yes,
after
at
clicking
the
the switch. Okay.
request level.
Mm.
And also you can also perform, let me delete it. If you want to fetch it, you should,
That is manual extraction,
yes,
whatever you are doing right
manual
now.
expression. Okay,
Okay.
so
Mm.
you need to go to, if I tell this, like most of the people will get confused, so that's the reason I don't want to. I'll just show this, okay? But others, please ignore it, okay? So it is going to highlight exactly on which response it is having. Okay, go to that particular request, and you should go to advanced recorded response. Others, please exclude it. Okay, see, this is the place where it exclude. I mean, where you are finding that value in response. So Control C and go to variable extractor and go to add as it is category. Okay, you can also directly search from here. Okay, what I'll do is like I'll just add it. Control X. This is my boundary. So if I'm deleting this fish, if I'm clicking extract all, see it is giving like what are all the items it is having as a part of category ID. Fish, dog, reptile, cat, bird, correct? So
Yes.
if you are giving only one, it is going to give you fish. If you want to pick only third value, then it is going to be like this. If you want to pick only second value, then anyhow, it completely depends on the user individual, right? So that's the reason we'll go with random manner. So if I'm clicking random for the first time, it is
Uh,
giving reptile. If I'm clicking second time, see the value is changing under test. Cat, again reptile, again cat, again reptile, dog, birds, dogs, reptiles, fish. Okay, this is how it will be. Okay,
if you don't mind, could you please show manual extraction once again?
okay, but this might cause bit confusion for the others.
Okay.
Okay, I'll include this topic in detail because it needs a detailed explanation. Okay, so you need to double click over here and you need to go to that you need to copy that value and you should highlight from the flag request and you should go and search under the request level where it is highlighting as a part of first occurrence.
Where
Okay,
it is getting highlighted? I didn't
see,
see the
you can
highlight.
able to see the tick mark over here, right? Let
Okay,
me
okay,
see. If I'm clicking on none, all the tick values will disappear.
okay, okay,
Correct? If you want to
okay,
highlight, see now it is highlighting. If I'm clicking on none, it is
okay.
disappearing. Okay, so it is having some sort of process to do step by step. Okay, others don't get confused. Okay, we'll discuss this part in detail later. So I just showed you how we can able to record it. Okay,
Amula,
so
is
any more
this
questions,
flagging,
guys?
yeah, is this flagging mandatory before doing the correlation, or we
Yes,
can
for
skip the
sure,
flag
for sure.
request
No,
and
no,
then
no, no. See. If you are
okay.
not flagging the request, then you are not aware exactly at which request you are getting that response, right?
Okay.
So you should go to the response. Then only you can able to find it left and right boundaries. So that's the reason I did not showed you. It might cause bit confusion because we are not yet discussed what is that, right? So that's the reason. Okay.
Will you be
Yeah, guys.
sharing the agenda of the each class? Because
Yes.
yesterday
Anyhow,
I did not attend, so I don't know what is covered. So if the agenda is shared, I will.
yesterday they already shared the recorded video. I believe I'm
Yeah,
not sure.
recording
I did not check.
shared. I
Mm-hmm.
think so. Recording shared, but if I know like what all is covered, it will help me
Okay.
to make a
Okay.
decision whether I have to go through recordings
Cool.
or not. If I already know the
Yeah.
concept, then I will skip it.
Haha. Fine. Anyhow, we will be going and using this Word document on daily basis. Okay, so that like I'll be adding each and every date, and I will be like going with the topic accordingly. Okay, I'll add this daily
Sure.
or
If possible, please share the agenda in
weekly twice.
advance.
Yes, 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 yes. Sure,
Thank you.
sure, sure. Yeah, fine, guys. If and also like I would suggest you people, like I know I came to know that few of you are trying to do the payment, and few of you people are trying to get confusion exactly to whom you need to connect. Anyhow, we already have that WhatsApp group, right? I'm not sure whether they created the final group or not. One second. Could you please check whether you are getting ping? I'll just simply share one dot in our group. I'm having 2 to 3 groups, it seems. Able to get the ping from my side? Could you
Yes.
please check your WhatsApp? Okay. Yeah,
Yes,
cool.
got it.
Yeah.
And
So
confirm me how
you
many
can.
days it will take to complete this course?
So as this is some sort of weekend sessions, so most probably, like you can expect this in next 5 weeks.
Next week, yeah, at
Within
weekly 1
20
hour,
sessions. No, no,
weekly
weekly.
1
I
hour.
mean, Saturday 2 hours and Sunday 2 hours. Weekly 4 hours. And in mid, you'll be getting like minimum 5 to 10 minutes of time gap. So it's not continuous. So you can expect minimum of 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes gap. Okay. Clear, guys?
Yes.
Okay. So if no questions, I'll wind up the session, and also please use the group where you'll be having content and everything, and you can also connect with the management team. So if you have any questions related to the payment, they will be dropping a note on it as well, so that like they will be adding you to the final group, and you can expect the installation files by next week, so that we'll play around the installation, and then we'll quickly start our scripting activities. Okay.
Will
Okay,
be
guys.
there any more demo session, or is that over, Amulya? This is the
No, we are
last.
done with our demo, Matsudan.
Okay, so from next week onwards will be
Yes,
official classes,
yes,
is it?
official classes only. No more demos. It's directly official sessions.
Okay,
Okay, okay, yeah. Okay,
thank you.
guys. Yeah, thank you so much. Thanks for your time. Have a nice day. Happy weekend. Bye.
Yeah,
Yes, Adarsh.
for
Adarsh,
Neoload, we can
your
be
voice.
able to,
Sorry. Could you please bit loud?
for Neoload, we can be able to take classes from next week, right?
Yes, yes, yes. From next week,
Okay.
we will be having the main sessions. Okay. No more demo sessions.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Yeah, bye.